Hi there, guys.
Hello, so we've got one of our dirty and flirty quizzes happening at the House of S&M. All the details are coming up. Well, it's not hosted by us. Let's introduce you to who is hosting it. Hiya, darling.
Hiya.
It's me, Brandi Cobbler.
And it's me, Sherrie Stone.
We can't wait to get quizzical with you.
And physical.
So we'll see you at the quiz. Ta-ra.
Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there. But you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there.
Just you and me there. You just got to be there. Got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
Hello! Welcome to Wednesday, almost the weekend.
And the Be There music tonight is dedicated to Jason Rigby, who came to Scarborough and was there.
Yes, he was. He was here.
He was
there.
being there here for three days, wasn't it?
3 days. He came up on Friday night, stayed on Saturday, and then came to the bingo on Sunday. And went home Monday morning, I think. So maybe 4 days. I can't work it out. Let's have a look who is here. Lots of YouTubers getting early. So we've got Tracy30, Lee Ludlow.
Lee Bloody Ludlow.
The Duchess is in from greetings from Sunny Bolton. Philip with a double P is here. Rick Selfridge is in, who I think is a new name.
Yeah.
And Rick Selfridge, I think, has just discovered us and been enjoying looking at our back catalogue. And I mentioned that we do this on Wednesday nights, and he'd be very welcome. And so he's come to see us. And I think he's in America. I can't remember which bit of America, but he's over there. And I think it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for him. Nibbles and Bubbles are here. I think it's just the lovely Bubbles. Let's have a look. Kim Peterson is in.
Hi, Kim and Jens.
Hi, Jens. Hi, Mrs. Rasmussen. Who else do we have here? Angela Larson is here. And it's afternoon for her as well over in California. Rick Selfridge. What does Rick Selfridge is saying? Where is he? Terribly hot on the East Coast too. So he's on the East Coast.
Wise words from Bubbles tonight. She said, let's get ahead of the game and hit that like button.
Yeah, find that little thumb and click it, because it does things to our algorithm.
It makes so much things better with a thumb about it.
I don't know what it does, but yeah, click that thumb. So we've got Rick and Tracy and Angela all over from America. And Kim and Jens over in Denmark. They've got just normal weather, about 15 degrees C. Philip is in parts of Spain. No, maybe he's just talking about parts of Spain. Much like Helen Worth told me about the weather around England when I did Coronation Street.
Yeah.
Let's have a look who else is here.
Oh, I love how they'll
chitty chat.
I love when they come in the pub and chat away.
They
isn't
do.
it?
Pauline Grant is here. Pauline says, so many have arrived already. Hello to everyone.
Yeah, we've opened the doors early this past few weeks.
Lee Bloody Ludlow just had his dinner, which then sparked me to throw in the question of the day, hand grenade.
Tea, dinner or supper?
The
Evening meal we're talking about here, aren't we?
Like, I would most probably say dinner, but I might say supper sometimes, mightn't I?
We love saying supper.
But it depends, like, what the food is going to be. Because it could be supper.
If we miss dinner, and then,
Definitely supper.
And then it's getting a bit later, Jamie will say, let's just have a light supper.
Definitely supper at that time.
Let's have a light supper.
But you'd say tea.
Well, I used to say tea when I was growing up in Hull.
Now he's posh like me.
Lunch, dinner and tea.
Now
And then living
we
in
say,
London and everything, you sort of said dinner, didn't it?
Now we say breakfast, then we say 11s, then we say lunch, then we say afternoon tea, then we say dinner, and then we have our supper.
But we don't have 11s for breakfast, and we don't have afternoon tea.
I know, but that would be our ideal day. Anyway, Leslie Ann Lynch is
Hello,
here.
welcome back, sweetheart. We've missed you.
David Moore is here. Rick have said Out and About with David is in. Pauline Grant, Paul Esselmont. He says, I'm giddy before we've even started. Must be the brown bread.
Nice.
Who else? Jamie Wright is here. Jamie, nice to see you.
Hi, Jamie.
Sherrie Graham.
Sherrie Graham, another.
She says, it's been so long since I've been able to join live. Hello from Niagara on the Lake, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Just finishing up work, so she's having a lemonade.
Oh, hello.
Hello, nice to see
Sherrie.
you again. And then, as if by magic, rising from her crypt, Cilla Black, OBE, the ghost of the late TV host.
Do you want to look at this?
Do you want to look at this? Yeah.
She comes and raises herself and graces us with her presence. So nice to see you, Cilla. We had lots of chats about Cilla. Well,
Cilla, whenever we meet Wig and Slingbackers,
people always ask us if we know who Cilla
Always
is.
talk about you,
Who's Cilla, they say.
and it's all good. All good.
Stuart Cahoon is here. Stuart Cahoon's telling us that they just had a Chinese takeaway.
I was hoping Ludlow and bloody Cahoon would have been in our bingo because that would have really got my accent that day.
We had we made Chinese food last night, didn't we?
Yeah, quick and easy.
Dan Dan noodles, really nice.
Dan.
Plant-based Dan Dan noodles.
Dan.
Out and About with David. Who else have we got in the room here? I'm going to start going through your names quickly. Lee Bloody Ludlow says, I say dinner, but my parents would have said tea, and we're from London. It's not just a north-south thing, it's more of a class thing. Will Venus is here.
Beautiful, Will.
Oh, Venus. Oh, Will Venus. There's a few people have little themes, don't they?
Yeah, we're getting
Will
little,
Venus.
you're getting little nicknames here and there.
Bloody Ludlow and Cahoon. Jason Darcy is here.
Our little blue spanner.
Oh, she's been gadding about up the tower.
She's been up that golden mile.
She has.
Sucking on rock.
She's been in the ballroom.
Yep.
She's been
Singing
having
and
fun.
dancing.
So Jason's been in Blackpool.
So I bet
this
she's
weekend.
popped her feet up on the tumpty.
Oh, I bet she's got a tan. Who else have we got here? Well, Venus, I've mentioned.
Stuart bloody Cahoon.
Jason Bloody Darcy. Lily Law.
Lily Law.
So we met Lily Law. Lily Law came to
Lily
the
Law
bingo.
is beautiful.
Lily Law came to the bingo and had a lot of blue cocktails. Every time I looked at Lily Law's table, there was a fresh blue cocktail.
And it
about to be
wasn't
sucked.
wicked.
I can't remember what the blue one was. Shari might remember.
Well, Lily will tell us.
I think the blue cocktail might have been called the Top Dog.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Jason Darcy's having his dinner in a moment. Stuart Cahoon says dinner. Sherrie Graham says dinner. Will Venus says dinner, but after 5 p.m.
I'd love to hear Will say it. Dinner.
We love Will's voice. It's like our own little ASMR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eamon Clabby's here. He's from the Wirral Peninsula, so he'll say bloody tea. In Denmark, Kim says they say afton's mad. How about that? Who else have we got here? 7 Networks here.
Da.
Jason, so nice to see you. Stuart Coon's having a vodka and lilt, very refreshing. I didn't think they made lilt anymore. I think lilt's gone.
I think Aldi do something called Tropical Blast.
No, but I think lilt has gone.
I know lilt's gone.
But it's now something different.
Oh, is it?
Something's been named. Is it Fanta Pineapple? Something like that.
There'll always be lilt to bloody me.
Philip, evening meal.
Totally tropical taste lilt.
David Maudsley's in. That's my dad and my mum.
Hi.
Linda Lee Hughes is here. Lovely Lucy. Philip says in German we say Abendbrot.
Ooh, Abendbrot.
Literally evening bread. Abendbrot.
Hey lad, what do you want for your Abendbrot?
Oh, what are you having for your Abendbrot?
Some people want jam on it.
What are you having for your Abendbrot today? Have you made it for him? Who else we got in? Eamon Clabby, Tracy 30, Emotional Urban Homestead UK is in. That's Caroline and her lovely husband Dale, who came to the bingo.
They're lovely.
We'll tell you about the bingo later. Who else?
Oh, it's
Anyone I'm
always
missing?
going on and on and on.
Darren B.
Hey.
Darren's in. Darren Bramley says, hello, boys. Hello, everyone. He's got Good Morning Britain tomorrow, so just a quickie tonight.
A little Bramley apple.
Oh, I saw that Owen Jones talking about Good Morning Britain. Or talking on Good Morning Britain, I think, today. And I thought of Darren. Owen was talking about there being a fire in the studio. And I thought, oh, don't say that. Darren's supposed to be a fire marshal. Anyway, BG Bears are here. BG Bear has just found all 692 episodes of Prisoner on YouTube. So he's starting from the beginning. And BG and Craig were at the bingo as well. So lovely to see you at the weekend. They bought us presents. They bought Peggy presents. Let's have a look. Anyone else? Sorry, everyone has just moved past very quickly. So I'm going to run through you all now.
You don't like leaving anybody out, don't you?
Now, if someone comments and it all suddenly moves on my screen.
Okay.
Best shirt award goes to tonight Alan. That's from Out and About with David.
Thank you, Out and About David.
Lucy from First Age Comics is here. Kim Peterson's just said Mrs. Rasmussen is our cat, if anyone didn't know. Kim, you didn't have to say it. We liked everyone imagining
mystery.
that you had just a little old lady that lived in your house called Mrs. Rasmussen.
In a cupboard.
What's that?
Oh, it'll be your chopper, darling.
It's a big chopper outside.
And your helicopter.
Police helicopter. Simon B is here. Good evening all, says Simon B.
Who's that name there?
Joel Hazeldine says good evening everyone. Now over here, Joel Hazeldine says he can't comment over here.
Have you gone
So
back,
maybe he's
Joel?
worked out.
But anyway, Joel, this is for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joel!
I know it was a couple of days ago, but we want to wish you a happy birthday again. So I hope you had a wonderful day with lovely Sarah and Elaine.
Does Jack make Joel a Leo?
Are you a Leo?
Possibly not.
Joel?
Possibly not. Possibly just too early for Leo. Happy birthday, Joel. And let us know if you can comment. So if anyone is new, you have to have subscribed to our channel to be able to comment. So you have to either follow us on Facebook to be able to comment or subscribe to us on YouTube to comment. And you have to subscribe for at least 20 minutes.
It's to stop all the
Stops all them,
naughties
yeah.
coming and invading.
Porn's coming in, hopefully. But they might still. They might just want to watch us for 20 minutes and then bombard us with
And then
filth.
perhaps forget to invade our room and just enjoy it.
Just enjoy
Enjoy
it.
the lovely friendliness of the Wig and Slingback.
Now, Tracy 30's asked a very important question. Where is Mr. McFarlane?
I was about to say the capitals are missing.
So, we're going to find out.
Paul,
We might send him
where
a
are
message. Simon B says afternoon or high tea. Simon B's a little gentleman after my own heart. Dinner's more formal and supper is informal. Nibbles and Bubbles, capitals for Nibbles and Bubbles, and she says tea. Who else? Defo T says Linda Lee Hughes. Joel's now saying hi to everyone because he's arrived. Gareth Ola from Porto. Those photos from Bingo brought me many smiles. Tell us all about it. We will do. Let's have a look. Anyone else I need to say hi to? Hugh Bonnet, hi to you. Rose Kinman. She says, we say tea or dinner in New Zealand. Is that my New Zealand accent?
Sounds a bit South African.
Fush and chups. Tea or dinner in New Zealand. What do you call the living room, lounge, sitting room, lounge?
Living room.
Would you say living room?
I think so.
We'd say lounge. I might say salon, and I might say smoking room.
We don't smoke anymore.
Hidden Doorway. That's a new name. Says evening all. Hello, Hidden Doorway. Alex Johnson's here. Anyone else? David Charles is in. The lovely David Charles, star of Poblicum. I don't think he was in Poblicum. He might have been in Poblicum. David, were you ever in Poblicum? He's in a beer garden in Twickenham, so he can't have us on loud.
He gets about, doesn't he?
Well, he lives in Twickenham. So,
really?
yeah.
Oh.
But he does get about. Jamie Wright watching. He's watching with friends tonight.
Oh, sorry, friends.
Ooh, I don't know what we're going to be like if you don't know us.
Did you say hello to First Stage Comics?
First stage comment I did to Lucy. Marcia Maudsley. It's Marcia and
Marcia.
Ewan tonight. But I think Marcia's on the mobile, not Ewan, tonight. Ewan took over yesterday. Dale Ibbotson. He says the chopper's just flown over them in Brid. The one that's just gone past us. And I think that is everyone. Chums fan 1243 is saying happy birthday to Claire. Claire B80.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Do you want to look at this?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Because I've been around.
And I think I missed someone else out that I just saw in there. Oh, Hidden Doorway says, I'm from Birmingham and it's tea and living room.
And that's it. That's the end of it.
Let's leave
Let's
it
leave it
there.
at that.
Right, over here. Oh,
Oh, who we got over here?
busy
tonight?
over there as well.
Yeah, we've got lovely Bethan Williams was the first in tonight.
From New South Wales in Australia.
Oh. And followed by the lovely Jay Shaw. And then we've got us saying hello to ourselves. Lovely Mark, one of our Welsh boys.
Mark Hall's always on time. Yeah, Alex is always running late.
Well, he does work on the buses.
Yeah, do you think he rushes in, and rips off his tie and sits down and starts watching? Or do you think he's busy doing the pots and pans
No, I
after
think
Corrie?
Mark's like that. Oh, where is he? Not on time tonight. And then he sort of comes down the street like a little bus.
Well,
Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Richard Bobbins Duffer is here.
And he says dinner.
He says dinner, but he's from Wigan. His dinner's a
Aye.
pasty and a bap.
Aye.
Bethan says supper.
Oh, she's a supper girl.
Mark says dinner. Alex says tea. Jay Shaw says tea.
We've got the lovely Martin Garton Spence. That's a bit of Geordie for you.
But he's from Aberdeen.
Lovely Chris Gilbert says good evening from Chris, Wes and Rex, the Whippet, in Kingscliff, Northants. That sounds like send your postcard to Kingscliff, Northants.
P.O. Box 2222.
We've got the lovely Gabrielle Chausset over from Maine. Lovely Jason, who spent the weekend with us. Oh, a little nut.
It's only Nigel, our little best friend.
Oh.
From Dawlish.
Our little Dawlish boys, we still miss you.
Neil is oot and a boot. Home after 9.
Oh, he gets about that, Neil.
Oh, he's over at Greta's.
We heard he's everywhere.
Over at Greta's wolfing fairy cakes.
So many fingers in so many pies. But it's lovely to see our little Nigel, who's had a lovely 2-week holiday in Yorkshire, loved it, and now he's back at work. Lovely Mark, Damien Pearson, who's not very well at the moment. He's got a poorly little eye.
Dreams can come true.
He had a little patch on his eye.
He is. He's like Gabrielle.
Yeah, so, and he's just been camping with Ricky. And then he got his poorly eye. So get well, darling. Get well, Mark. And then we've got birthday boy, Joel.
Happy birthday.
You've already had it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading his comment where he's saying he got sort of kicked out from...
But he's back
Not
now.
kicked out, but he couldn't log in.
Philippe Jacques Frottenbras is in.
Yes. And
Bonsoir, madame et monsieur.
he's
Comment
gone
ça va?
all French.
And then he says tea.
Yeah. 2. What else we got? Andrew Storr. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Andrew. God overning. Andrew was one of our bingo winners at the weekend, along with his wife Adele. They both won. There was mayhem.
I tell you what, a lot of people from Scarborough won, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It was not. No, it was a nice little mix of winners. We'll tell you all about the bingo in a moment. Jason Rigby's over here as well.
Jason Brett.
Jason and James Brett.
Lovely Gemma.
Gemma is twiddling her imaginary moustache in anticipation of tonight's discussion.
I think she's looking forward to tonight's top 5.
Gabby's Jessie says, in the USA, the evening meal is usually called dinner. When I was a kid, my mother would bring her Irish mother, Gabby's grandmother, a cup of tea in late afternoon, pre-dinner.
We get
Cup of tea. Well, no, we call that whole meal tea, Gabby. So, don't we? The whole evening meal is called tea.
We get a little bit like when we watch Americans have dinner, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Because in England, you've got your HP sauce bottle and your bread cut into triangles and a pot of tea on a little square table. The American telly,
a big basket of buns.
Table, a basket of bread rolls.
Always a salad.
Everything's in little pots with lids.
Green beans.
Beans and sweet corn and things.
Yeah, we do. We get hungry when we watch American telly. Let's have a look. Anyone else? Lilt's now Fanta, says Martin Garton Spence.
Oh, it's all gone Fanta.
Melanie Fairley's in.
Hi, Melanie.
Melanie says I've got rid of the topic bar as well.
Melanie, you're not wrong there.
Kevin Wigham is here. Kevin is new to us. Kevin's from Maryport in Cumbria.
Oh,
We've not read Kevin's name before.
No.
Welcome,
Kevin. Sounds a bit like Miss Marple.
Yeah, from Maryport in Cumbria. Shari's popped over to the snug.
Lovely Sarah Simpson's there saying hello to us and our little dog Peggy.
Anyone else over here?
Oh, so Lee Overton.
Adele's in. Adele Store is watching us.
Lee Overton Presley.
Lee Overton Presley's been jamming up his scones. Who else? Anyone else? Alex Clark.
Oh, here she is.
He says, I thought we were closed tonight, so he was busy doing school holiday driver duties.
Oh, hello, darlings.
I love him being on the little school bus.
Yeah.
Ding, ding. I bet he's got the little fag hanging out of his mouth, shouting, keep it down at the back.
Yeah.
Popping Dirty Dancing on if they go on a coach trip on the video. I think that's everyone. Martin Garton Spence, the start of Roseanne always made me hungry.
Passing things around. Yes, you're right.
And
pass the butter.
We've spoken about Roseanne many times, haven't we? But what else did we love in Roseanne's house?
The pictures.
The long phone cord.
She used to have the picture of the dogs playing poker.
No, they all played poker at the start.
No, on the wall.
Oh, did she?
You know that first famous picture of the dogs playing poker?
They had blankets on their sofas, and I always imagined they smelt a bit. Did you?
Yeah, a bit.
Roseanne's blankets.
Yeah, a bit.
I think the rest of the house would be fine. It's just them blankets. I never saw them go in Roseanne's twin tub. Right, I think Leslie says she can hear Peggy. Let's see if we can show you Peggy.
She's doing this thing where she starts grooming her own little nails. There she is, look. She's very happy doing that.
Anyone else? I don't think I've missed anyone else. 65 watching, says Jason Darcy, and only 36 thumbs up.
We want thumbs up.
Give us some thumbs
we
up.
want them thumbs up. Yes.
So we've been busy.
Oh, we've been so busy.
Friday night, we went to a psychic, a clairvoyant evening.
The funny thing was, the clairvoyant said he can only look and talk about things that's happened in the past.
Yeah, that's true though, isn't it?
But clairvoyants meant to look into the future, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. Like predict the future. Mystic Meg used to predict the future, didn't she?
Aren't clairvoyants meant to look ahead?
You say it really funny.
What, clairvoyant?
Yeah.
What do you meant to say?
I don't think you pop
You
in
say it then.
I don't think you pop in a little A after Claire.
Go on then, posh boy.
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant. Clairvoyant.
Say it again.
Clairvoyant. Do I do
You
that?
don't say Clara. Clairvoyant.
I also do that with the word.
This is me mate, Clairvoyant.
This is also what I say when I say caravan. Isn't it?
Caravan, yeah, but caravan's all right. But you say necklace, like they're two words.
Necklace. Necklace.
Clairvoyant. Clairvoyant's a drag queen.
Yeah. There you go.
So this psychic, did it cost us £5 to get in? Something like that. Maybe
£7.
a bit more. £7. It was
$5 in advance.
Shocker.
If you look ahead.
It was nose to nipple in there, wasn't it?
Nose to nipple with Scarbadians.
Chocker. And he'd sort of come over to like the corner of the audience and go, I'm getting something here with you. But
It could be for you.
it could be for you over there, or you
over there.
those behind. It's in this area. So who knows a Tina? Just would wait for someone.
Who's got a broken back door?
Who is it that lives near a school, backing onto school or near a school, round a corner from a school? It's you, is it?
So, and he wasn't very dressed.
Oh, it wasn't a she, Jason. It was a he.
Oh, he wasn't dressed very well. He looked like he'd been temping.
Oh, and he kept saying, "Oh, I'm sorry if it's not coming through clear, but I've got man flu."
Yeah, and they kept pulling his trousers up because they were loose.
And then he'd go back onto his little stage and go, "I've got to go and have some more squash." And he had a pint of red squash, didn't he?
And you can imagine like a man who sort of lives, like a bachelor who lives in like jog pants, who's then told to go temping. So he pulls out some old trousers and an old short sleeve shirt from his wardrobe, and that's what it looked
Just
like, didn't
But he also had the air of the sort of clammy paleness of like a mole person, someone who's maybe lived in like a nuclear shelter for about a year and then come out and thought that was one of them preppers.
So we just decided to go along, have a look, get some divinity fodder. We did about an hour, didn't we?
Whose telly went faulty last week? Something happened on the telly. It was you, was it? Yeah, it was just your nan saying she didn't like what you're watching.
So yeah, it was an experience, wasn't it?
And then he got someone really good and he had her crying. And then he just kept going and he lost her.
He ruined it.
Because then he started saying, "You've been feeling dizzy recently.
You're working
haven't
in a sweet shop, aren't you? You're getting dizzy, aren't you?" She's like, "No."
Is it you that's had a tattoo? And she, like, you can see she's in a vest top, covered in them. And she went, "Not recently, no."
And then he said something like, "Well, I bet you were scared of that bump in the night the other night, weren't you?" And she's like, "No, what bump in the night? What?
Yeah.
What?" And she nearly shat herself. Bloody hell! Stop while you're doing well.
So at the interval, we went down to Wetherspoons and got a picture of Woo Woo, didn't we?
Yeah, we would rather a woo than a him.
Then Saturday, we were booked to perform at Scarborough Seafest.
Which they do every year. It's like 3 days in July.
Yeah, it's a festival of music.
And everything's done on the harbour.
Crafts.
So it's all about the sea and food, music, booze. And we were helping our good mate Martin, who's fabulous chef, cooks beautiful Asian food.
So Martin is the founder and the owner of Eat Me Cafe and the House of S&M.
And he wanted us to pop along as characters to have a bit of fun with him, and we did.
So we got picked up by Stephen, Martin's husband, and driven down there. It took ages to get there because security wouldn't let us in at first. And Stephen was going, "I'm in the car with 2 drag queens. They're performing there."
And the security guy was like, "Just drop them off here. They can walk down."
I was in a huge wig, wasn't I?
Yeah, and people going, "Who's that? Look at that bloke in the car. Look at him. Look at him dragged up."
So we eventually got to the tent with like 5 minutes to spare. And as we got out the car, like the heavens opened. It was like God was smiting us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The drag queens arrived. There was like thunder and lightning. The tent we were in started shaking.
So Martin, bless him, sent us a photo of the audience. But it was the audience of the previous cooking demonstration. And it's full of old women, like you see on Bullseye, in the audience of Bullseye. And I thought, oh yeah, great, they're going to be loving our, because we're doing Sissy and Ada style stuff, weren't we? And then when it was our turn to do the cooking, they'd been replaced by
Because it started really raining, everyone had sort of come in this tent to shelter. But it was just, it
They
wasn't...
looked so unfriendly.
wasn't our crowd, really.
It was like the regulars of the slaughtered lamb.
And Bubbles and Nibbles were there, and they're like ready to film us and stuff. Charlie's got a great new camera phone, so she's ready to sort of document it. And they just suddenly had like the tallest, rudest people just suddenly stood up in front of them, right in front of them, so they just couldn't see us at all.
They stood in the aisle, so all the people sat behind them couldn't see. And anyway, it was fun. We did our characters. Some loved us, some just looked bemused, like, why are they here? But that was good fun, wasn't it?
It was good fun. David Charles is on a big delay, but he'd like us to know that he lives in Teddington near Hampton Wick, George and Mildred.
Oh, George and Mildred Land.
And he was only an extra in Probably Come. And it was when he'd left college, he needed some money, and he was only an extra because he doesn't speak Welsh.
Okay. Lovely. So Sunday was bingo day.
And Sunday was bingo. So let's talk about what do we do at the bingo. So when you arrived at the bingo, a few of you were there, you arrive at the bingo, you're greeted by Mrs. Joan Frigerson. Mrs. Joan Frigerson with her leather gloves and Saint Meg. So a nasty screw and a nice screw. And we kind of inducted people. We had a mugshot board, so with the heights on it, and we had lots of things printed out that people could have little comedy mugshots taken with. And we handed out our bingo books, and Alan did some strolling and telling people off. I was checking drinks for booze, for grog. We were checking out what people's crimes were.
Yeah.
Then about 10 minutes before it started, Joan Frigerson frigged off, leaving St Meg. St Meg chats away. Show starts. I did a little bit of stand-up comedy.
Very good. He wrote his own stuff. Very good.
So I did. He's normally the stand-up comedian. So I did some stand-up comedy, and then Top Dog arrived, and our top dog was Big D. So Big D comes in,
and I'd arranged for
anyone knows if you've watched Cell Block H, every top dog has a pair of heavies, and they're normally silent and they're extras. So
muscle, you know what I mean. And I'd asked two of my lovely buddies, Bubbles and Sonia, to be these backup gang, and they were brilliant, weren't they?
Martin's just said the audience loved us at Seafest.
And they all sort of just came up from their seats and walked straight next to me.
Oh yeah, it was ace because Alan sort of stood at the front and then went, "Come on, get up, girls," or something like that, and these two extras appeared.
And I didn't really see what they were doing, really, because I was sort of a little bit in front, but I saw the photos and it was so funny because Bubbles has got
Sherrie was doing such a
character.
angry face.
Yeah, and Sonia was just sort of like, you know, I'm a muscle, I'm a...
And they were called Bubbles and Squeak.
They were.
And so Bubbles and Squeak and Top Dog did like the rounds, checking who was in.
Old laggers.
Then we played bingo. We had little games. If you got a line, then we had another game that you'd play in order to win some buy-up. We had bags of buy-up, which had...
soap, chocolates, biscuits...
a Take a Break
shampoo.
magazine. Badges. Alan made Prison Summer Cage badges, so they got those. And then we went back to playing the game. If you got a full house, then you'd win a plate. Alan made some Prison Summer Cage commemorative plates and the buy-up bag. And also, you got to do the winner's parade, which is where you come around the whole bar and everyone boos you and throws their bingo tickets at you, screws it up and throws it with a lot of shouts of "you bloody Latin bitches."
And they won a cocktail, didn't they?
And they win a cocktail from the bar.
Yeah.
So we played 2 rounds with Saint Meg and Big D. Last time that the winner's parade was happening, unbeknown to Saint Meg, Big D pops change it. Did you change your wig?
No.
Pops on a caftan and some sunglasses and escapes.
I do a bloody runner.
Does a bloody escape from prison. So we had to put the alarms go off and we have to have an interval.
Yeah.
Second half, 2 new prisoners are inducted into prison, Sherrie Stump and Brandi Cobbler. Sherrie Stump's crime was...
crimes against fashion and being a gobby cow.
And Brandi Cobbler's were...
Being a slapper.
Being a right slap around Scarborough. So then they did the second half, and we ended with the song Nowadays from Chicago and the Hot Honey Rag, where we got everyone up dancing. I wanted everyone to do a big conga around the whole building, but it didn't happen.
No, everyone was quite happy just to stand there and do.
But it was
jig
ace.
along.
It was such a good success, wasn't it?
The audience were great. It was a really good audience.
It was a really mixed crowd as well.
Yeah, really mixed. All different
which is really
ages.
nice.
And it was so good to meet some faces. It really was.
So we had Lily Law there, Gareth Hambleton in.
We had Mally and John from Hull.
Mally and Steve.
Mally and Steve,
He's called
sorry.
John Smith as his pseudonym.
Yeah. So Mally and Steve from Hull. What else did we
BG
have?
Bear and Craig
BG
were
Bear and
here.
Craig.
Dale and Caroline.
Yeah. Bubbles.
There was like people
Sonia,
we've never met
Stu.
before. Kurt, Kay and Steve. It was ace. It was full.
What about little Burridge? Is that called Jason Burridge?
Jason Burridge was there. Yeah, and Leslie.
Yeah.
It was just loads of people. Ross McCrory.
Oh, Ross McCrory. Yeah, Ross.
Lovely Ross came.
Yeah, and there was Justin and Danny from Scarborough.
But it was ace. So the good news is it's happening again. So dates for your diary. The next bingo event, get your diaries out right now, is Sunday, October the 29th. So it's going to be a Halloween special.
And the audience were we told the audience about that and they loved it, didn't they? They loved it.
Yeah, so
a lot of them are planning to come back.
You must make sure you follow us because we'll announce it as soon as tickets are about to go on sale. We'll try and get a grace period so you guys can get first dibs on tickets if you want them. And so I don't know what characters I'll be, but I'll be most probably a slutty Dracula or a slutty zombie or a slutty cheerleader that's become a Dracula zombie. And Alan is going to be Sherry Stump as
Grot Bags. And we made an announcement on the day and everybody was going, yeah!
So it'll be Sherrie and Brandi most probably the whole event, that one.
Because I'm going to be green for the whole day.
But it's going to be, we keep saying to people it's not just drag bingo, and it isn't. It's like a variety show.
Yeah.
It's comedy, it's I want to say it's art, it's performance art, it's 2 acts. You get loads more. It's not just a drag bingo show. Martin Garton Spencer said Grot Bags had better be there. She will be. And there'll be Grot Bags prizes to be won.
My prize plates are well sought after, aren't they?
They are. Martin's in. Martin Hyde, your buddy.
Yeah, my Martin.
And Martin said we should set up at the next one a little concession stall so you can buy plates and badges and those sort of things. So we might look at doing that as well. But yeah, 29th of October, Sunday the 29th of October is the next bingo event. The next quiz, as you saw in the little advert, the next quiz is going to be on Friday the 25th of August, which is the Friday of the bank holiday weekend. So we are hoping by putting it on a Friday, it might make it easier for some of you to come. But it means also you can have a drink. It's not a school night. Melanie's going to come as Rod Hull. Jason Wrigley's mate is coming just for Grot Bags. Martin says he better get a Grot Bags plate.
Who?
Martin.
I'll make you one. I'll make you one.
What have I got over there? Have I got some plates, some fun plates to show?
Well, only
People have seen these.
what I made you for Christmas.
These are the sort of things you can expect, but Grot Bags ones. So I've got. This is quite Halloweeny. Oh, she could come first act.
Oh yeah, it could be her first act. This plate is clean.
Zelda Rubinstein from Poltergeist.
Look what it says in the back. This plate is now clean.
Yeah, she could, and you could go early and start going green. You could have half an hour to get green.
It's not easy being green. Ida Clough.
An Ida Clough plate.
Turn around. Ida Clough, shop steward, 1980 to 1986. Baldwin's Casuals.
Any talented making them. Any talented, my man. Yeah, Martin said, should we all dress as the Pink Windmill Kids?
Huh?
The Pink Windmill Kids, they can come out.
Oh yeah, if you do.
Hi, my name's Katrina.
Yeah. There's a funny video that Jason sent me this week, and it's what's her name? You're the thingy. You like doing it with your leg. What's that?
Bonnie Langford.
Bonnie Langford, and she's on this show called Saturday Starship, Jason. And so she's dancing for these kids, and she's really kicking her leg really high.
Did she kick a kid?
No, but the kids are doing the same. Like, I can't do that. And she's showing off, and they look really freaked off.
Bubbles has said we might come for a drink after our rehearsal on the quiz night. Well, we want you to put your rehearsal forward to 5 p.m, rehearse, and then bring all the bananas to the quiz night.
Yeah, you bananas were close to winning last time.
So all you need to do is shift the rehearsal an hour earlier.
I tell you what,
We'll have a word with Rachel.
I tell you what, bananas, do it on speed, like speed it up.
Speed runs.
Yeah.
Good. So that has been our weekend. So the bingo was ace, big success, and we're doing it again. So watch this space for the next date. We should have some adverts, and then we'll come back with our top 5 baddies. But let's have a little commercial break so people can top up their drinks and go to the loo.
You're cool, you're crisp, you're hard to resist, you're right. Ooh, refreshing delight. Ooh, you're Canada Dry. You're a singular style, you're a reason to smile. You're clever, you're neat, you're never too sweet. Ooh, you're Canada Dry. You tickle, you're making me laugh. Oh, ooh, you're Canada Dry. Ooh, you're Canada Dry.
Good news today at the Ground Round.
You get a whole lot more at the ground round. You get a whole lot more.
What's the good news?
USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steak, just $3.99.
That's good news.
And new golden fried clams, also $3.99.
More good news.
Try our baked lemon butter scrod, just $3.99.
That is good news.
Steak, clam, scrod, just $3.99 each at participating Ground Rounds.
At the ground round, you get a whole lot more.
Go on, why resist it?
Sugar-free Jell-O gelatin. Give in to the taste. Cool and refreshing, deliciously tempting.
It tastes like jello to me.
How can it be? Give in to the taste.
It's made with NutraSweet.
And it's only 8 calories.
Sugar-free Jell-O gelatin. Give in to the taste.
I've been on my feet 6 hours. You know how I feel? I feel like dancing.
Sheer energy.
It makes me feel like dancing.
Sheer energy.
It makes my legs feel that good. Sheer Energy pantyhose look terrific. And they stimulate, refresh, and massage my legs. So I really feel like dancing.
Try Sheer Energy, because nothing beats a great pair of legs.
You're feasting your eyes on the 6-meal cake, Streusel Swirl from Pillsbury. Meal number 1, a fancy feast for your company. Number 2, a yummy dessert for your kids. 3, a breakfast cake to make you forget coffee cake. 4, a lunchbox cake that doesn't all stick to the wrapping. 5, the best break a coffee break ever had. 6, dessert the second night, still firm and fresh. Streusel Swirl, the sensational 6-meal cake.
Your cat is your friend and he depends on you to take good care of him.
Purina Cat Chow.
Purina Cat Chow. You can depend on Purina Cat Chow.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
He depends on me for loving care, and I depend on Purina Cat Chow to give him great taste and nutrition.
Purina Cat Chow. You can depend on Purina Cat Chow.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow. Beautiful drink. Tap for beautiful people. Tap. You're beautiful to me. Real cola. taste just 1 calorie. Tap, Cola. What a beautiful drink. Tap, Cola. For beautiful people. Tap, Cola. It's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tap.
I didn't know you'd done that advert.
What advert?
You know, the hair hostess.
I feel like dancing. And Alan, of course, did an advert for Cat Little.
Yeah, Cat Chow. Dressed as Ida Clough.
It's time for our...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before I do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, who was it? Rick Selfridge would like you to know that you remind him of Ronnie Barker.
Ah, thank you, very glad.
He reminds me of Ronnie Barker as well. I've always said that. Alan reminds me of a young Ronnie Barker. Well, not young now because we're older.
And lovely Sarah Simpson would like to know what we're supping.
We're on cola
We're actually
tonight.
we're not drinking our alcoholic tonight. We've found this lovely oldie cola.
Diet cola with lime.
And we've got one with vanilla.
So that's what we're on tonight. We were out for cocktails yesterday
with our boys,
with Stephen and Martin,
the lovely Fleur,
to sort of congratulate us for our bingo event and to thank them for helping us.
Putting up with
event.
us.
So yeah,
we've done a lot of supping this weekend, haven't we?
Right. So this week's top 5 is your top 5 baddies. So we left it kind of vague and loose. So baddies. Let's have a look. Sian Millard's is the child snatcher. That's child catcher in it.
Yeah, well.
Lel said Margaret Thatcher #1.
Oh yeah, cool.
Jim Fenner from Bad Girls, Shell Dockley from Fat Bad Girls, Annie Wilkes and Cruella de Vil, but Cruella de Vil has fabulous hair. Melanie Fairley's was Emperor Palpatine. She says that she's always been a fan of the Empire since being a child. Caroline Ibbetson's the child catcher. Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
I hate Zuzu. The Hunter who kills Bambi's mum.
Oh, yeah.
The Wicked Queen / Hag in Snow White. And the Wicked Witch of the West. In fact, any other Wicked Witch. Gabby Chassey's Sian Phillips as Livia in I, Claudius.
Oh.
And he says, when the first series ran in the USA, the boys in the San Francisco started the catchphrase, I love Livia. Paul Esson wants Alan Bradley's my #1. Andy McDonald, Dirty Den, Alan Bradley, Mick Taylor from the Wolf Creek films, Wile E. Coyote and Skeletor, Joel Hazeldine. Joel does it proper.
I like Joel's.
T-1000 in Terminator 2, brackets 1991. Because Terminator's a baddie, isn't he, originally?
Yeah.
Switchblade Sam in Dennis, 1993. Dennis is like a Dennis the Menacey thing, isn't it? Nurse Ratchet in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, brackets 1975. Jack Torrance in The Shining. Is that Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
1980. And Charles Lee Ray, brackets, Chucky in Child's Play trilogy, 1988 to 91.
It'd be lovely watching films with him, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
Helen Beat. She's back at school for the end of term play, Oliver, so she can't be here, but she wants us to know her top 5. 5, The Spirit of Lonely Water.
What the hell is that?
That's from that public service announcement.
Oh my God,
it's like a sort of hooded figure by some water.
Oh, can you imagine little Helen when she's little?
Number 4, Craig Revel Horwood. Number 3, Fake D and Nanny Alice from Neighbours. Don't know that one. Number 2, Paul Robinson from Neighbours. And number 1, Serverland from Blake 7. All powerful and destroying men whilst wearing a feather-trimmed gown.
Yeah.
Alex Stewart Johnson, Evil Edna and Bronson from Grange Hill. Gemma, who's in tonight, Gemma Alexander. Roy Batty from Blade Runner, going to be one of mine. Spike from Buffy was going to be one of mine. Well, Buffy villains, so it's Sheriff of Nottingham, played by Alan Rickman, but also maybe Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman. Jared, the Goblin King from Labyrinth, and Davros and the Daleks. So that was your choices, and some other ones are coming in right now. But let's have a look what we chose. So we'll start with me. And my number 5 is Annie Wilkes Wilkes from Misery. Just such a good performance, Annie Wilkes. We've done a picture of Misery, so we've staged this scene, but we're also planning to do a proper video of Misery with Alan as Annie Wilkes. But yeah, Annie Wilkes, just sort of happiness at first. Oh, let me read it, Paul. I want to read the book. And then when she's read it, she comes in. Cockamamie. And she says about people swearing in books. It's all cockamamie this.
Mainly that.
I love it. I love her. So creepy. And then she keeps coming back from the dead, doesn't she, at the end?
Oh, what she does to him. Bloody hell.
She is actually... There's another thing, because when I looked up Annie Wilkes to get this picture, she's in something else, but young Annie Wilkes.
Yes,
in like
there
a
is
TV series.
Yeah, there is is it not a film?
No, it's a TV series about a place that I think has got lots of Stephen King characters in it. Yeah. Gemma says Annie Wilkes almost one of hers. Martin Gartsman's love Misery. She's world class simperer. Leslie Ann Lynch says, "Oh no, Jamie, Annie Wilkes was just misunderstood, not a baddie."
Also, I always remember hearing that Sharon Glass played her on stage, Annie Wilkes.
Did she? Not Tyne?
No. And also Val Lehman did one.
Was it in London, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Who turned down... Did people turn down that role? I bet some famous people turned it down. Someone out there will know.
Did it really make her, or was she already a star?
People find out who else could have played Annie Wilkes. Did anyone turn down the name?
Had she done Green Tomatoes?
No, I think this made her. She'd been on stage in Frankie and Johnny at the Claire de Lune. And she was overlooked for that part. They were replaced by Michelle Pfeiffer because they wanted someone sassy for it. Alex Clark says Kim Tate. I think he's not referring to that Kim Tate was offered the part of Annie Wilkes.
Evil Baddies. And I think Jason said to Amanda Holden.
Paul!
Oh, there you are. We've been worried about you, Paul.
Oh, Paul says he's... Okay. Paul's been extremely ill recently, which we know about. But he is here. He's in the background. He's got his caps lock on.
We were very worried, and the rest of us were.
Big kisses, Paul. Take care of you. Take care of D'Angela. And take all the time you need to get yourself better.
Yes, we love you, Paul.
Right, so Annie Wilkes was my number 5. Alan's number 5 baddie is...
I loved her in the film, and I can't wait to see Emma Thompson do her version. I've not seen it yet.
No, we're planning on watching it, aren't we? It's on Netflix.
But I find it so funny.
When in the West End, it's played by a man, that role. Yeah.
I just love actresses who take parts like this on, who don't mind looking bloody ugly. Do you know what I mean? Or
do you remember when? What is it? Because a girl's got plaits, or does the girl do something else? Doesn't she do shot put with a girl with plaits?
Yeah, she spins around, and then she makes that kid eat that chocolate cake.
Yeah, little Hugo.
Yeah.
Oh, we love that scene, don't we? Because they all start going eat. They all start championing Hugo, don't they, to eat it?
But also, it's a baddie that you sort of a little bit of you loves her, really, don't you? I do.
I don't think so.
I do. I think she's funny.
Richard Bobbins Duffer, who is a teacher, says that she's
my
his hero.
Yeah.
Tracy 30 says the Trunch. Loved her, says Tracy 30. One of my all-time favourite films, says Will Venus. Leslie Ann Lynch says Emma Thompson is brilliant.
I know. I can't wait to see her. I love both these women.
Melanie Fairley is wondering if this is Rate My Takeaway Man. It does look a bit like him, doesn't it?
And a bit like Bobby George, the darts player.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, that's my number 5.
Number 5 for Alan, the Trunchbull. Let's have a look. Number 4 for me is... Mrs. Carrie. So Carrie's mum. Now, she's a baddie, but she's not necessarily why she's in my top 5 is because we quote her a lot. And I will say sometimes, I'll look in the mirror before I'm going out and I'll say, "I look pretty, Mama." And you will say,
"Cover up those dirty pillows."
Everyone will be looking at your dirty pillows. But I do love her. I mean, what a bitch. We like religion, politics, current affairs, gender. It's all banned in the Wig and Slingback, but like because religion, her religious stuff that like. The fire and brimstone and locking Carrie in the cupboard to do her prayers and stuff and not teaching her about the ways of the world. I love it. So it's like proper.
But isn't she like that because she knows Carrie's little secret?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think Carrie's secret comes from...
Oh, really?
The being locked up and all that. That's how I've always read it.
But
I love... So I'm... Love. What frightens me the most frightening things for me are the monster next door. So not like a made-up monster like Freddy Krueger or anything like that, but the fact that you could be living next door to someone who's as nice as pie to you, but has bodies buried in their basement, or like got a secret cupboard behind a filing cabinet and got some poor people chained up in there. Or like a woman that you think, oh, what a lovely little religious couple, but she's like locking her daughter in a cupboard at night.
And she's got Ed in the fridge.
Yeah, so the weirdo next door, like the one in Silence of the Lambs who nearly made my list. Not Hannibal Lecter, the one who puts her in his basement in that pit, put the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in my earth.
That one. And he's called James as well, which is my nickname from my mum and dad. Anyway, Carrie's mum is my number 4. Alan's number 4 is...
Now, I have two like fancy dress outfits that I would go to a Seafest party in. One is Mama Fratelli.
Which you'd look amazing as.
And the other outfit would be Rosa Claire. Most probably either, I think it might be the where she's dressed as the maid with a little shoe blade. Yeah, I love Rosa Claire.
Like
Lottie, is it Lottie?
She's
Lemia?
famous, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's a Brecht actress.
From Brecht, my days in studying Brecht.
She's a Brecht actress.
She used
from the Chichester Festival.
Effect. Yeah, great little baddie. And I love the fact she got little Coke bottle glasses on.
I love Rosa Klebb. There's a comedy Rosa Klebb in one of the Pink Panther films, isn't there?
Yeah.
Who also has little like blades in her shoes.
Yeah.
Squeam Queen is here.
Hi, darling.
Felicia, we want to say a big thank you to Squeam Queen. Squeam Queen.
She tried so much to see us.
Our lovely pal Felicia from Minnesota came over to Hartlepool.
She was going to come and try and see us, but things didn't work out, and we weren't around, and she was busy doing something.
She wanted to come to the
dates
quiz
didn't work
night.
out.
It didn't work. She wanted to come to the bingo. She went to a haunted castle and stayed over the night and took some like ghost finding equipment. But Squeam Queen popped some little treats in a bag.
Some
for
little
us,
Minnesota goodies.
So we got a lovely little wooden postcard all about the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch. Is it a Sasquatch or is that a...
Oh, I've been seeing them
on
the internet.
What's a pumpkin that sounds like that?
Eh?
Isn't there a type
Squash.
of pumpkin that sounds like Sasquatch?
Squash.
Maybe I'm...
Eh?
Sasquatch is like the Bigfoot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a pumpkin. Do you want to talk more about Rosa Klebb?
No, I've finished. I just say I love her.
Let's have a look. Jamie's number 3. My number 3 is...
Annie.
We love you, Miss
Annie.
Hannigan. No, not little Annie. Miss Hannigan.
I know, I'm only joking.
You all know I love Annie. If I had to be an Annie now, I always thought I'd be Molly. Then I always felt I was more of a Pepper. And then now...
You're Miss Hannigan.
No, I'd be Lily St. James. I think we
I'll
all
be
know
Miss
that. No, now I would be Miss Hannigan. I'd have to be Miss Hannigan.
Oh, does that make me that fat maid in the house?
You could be that girl who goes, Rover, why not think it over?
No, I'm the woman who brings her breakfast in bed.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. The one who...
I'll bring a tray or something.
Yeah.
We'll bring your tray.
So, yeah, Miss Hannigan. But Miss Hannigan becomes a goodie, doesn't she?
She does. She starts as a baddie.
But then she becomes a goodie because Rooster's going to kill Annie.
Yeah.
And she realises, don't kill Annie. So she becomes a goodie and then she rides an elephant at the end with Punjab.
I mean, Miss Hannigan's the only reason I watched that film, to be honest.
Carol Burnett is ace. I didn't know Carol Burnett before I watched Annie. Well, I wouldn't. I was only about 8. But I love her. She's brilliant.
And little BP's in it, isn't she? Benedict Peters, she's in that.
Yeah. So, love her. Miss Hannigan. Let's have a look. Do you remember when she's trying to cop off with Daddy Warbucks?
Yeah, it's not again.
I want to go to Buenos Aires. I feel this. She said, "I feel the wind through your hair." Anyway, Alan's number 3 is
Baby Jane. Say, who is this Baby Jane Hudson?
I don't know.
Love it. Oh, just love the two of them. I love her in this. I love Bette Davis anyway, don't I? So
yeah. Alan,
what a fantastic role for an actress at that age as well. Well, for both of them. Yeah, amazing. And I watched the feud drama that came out a couple of years ago.
Sarandon
and it sort of made out that I don't know whether it's true or not, that Bette Davis sort of made up this look herself and came out of her trailer and said, "What do you think?" And they were like, "Oh my!" Do you
think that's true?
I don't know.
She did it. Did she do it to upstage Joan Crawford? That's what it made out in Feud, wasn't it?
I think so. Just to sort of she wanted to shock people, didn't she?
Oh, it's ace! What a great movie. And Feud was brilliant as well. But it's such a good movie.
What a great character! The sort of the depth of character that she has in it, or the levels.
If anyone has not seen it yet, get on YouTube after this and look at our version. The Isolation Creations does Baby Jane. I play Joan Crawford. Alan plays Baby Jane Hudson. But we're really chuffed with it.
We have fun doing that.
It's quite arty as well, the way we shot it.
Some videos we had a right laugh doing this, and also Sextet, which I think we put out today, didn't we?
Yeah.
With Mae West. Some films we have such a hoot, don't we, making?
Yeah.
Well, we have fun doing everyone, but this one was just more. So yeah, she's my number 3.
Let's have a look. My number 2 is Catwoman.
But which one? Or just Catwoman in general?
Well, middle 2, Eartha Kitt and Michelle Pfeiffer. If we're looking at classic Batman, it's Eartha Kitt always. I can't even remember Julie Newmar as it really. I always think of her Eartha Kitt.
But I love the little hair flick.
And Michelle Pfeiffer, I love it. I love that Batman film. Batman Returns.
Eartha had the little purr, didn't she?
Yeah.
Can you do it? Ooh.
I've just been growling.
I can't do that.
And then Michelle Pfeiffer, I love like the whole story in that one because she's Selena Kyle, I think, and her boss tries to kill her. She's like just a ditzy secretary, and she gets revived by cats in an alleyway.
I love the fact she makes a little outfit out of her old
Mac, yeah. And then she's got a thing on her wall that says "Hello there," and she bashes the O, and she bashes something else as she walks in. You don't really think about it, and then when the camera pans out, you see it's changed to "Hell here." I love it. I love her. And she put a little bird in her mouth.
And you dressed as her.
And I dressed as her. In fact, I think me and Alan are mainly choosing people we want to dress up as.
Or have dressed as.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So, Alan's number 2 is...
Gotta be in there. Mamma Fratelli. Again, the reason why I watch Goonies.
Oh, I love Goonies, as you know.
Well, no, not really, because I love Goonies, but... You know,
she's ace in it though, isn't she? She is brilliant.
I went through a phase of when I was younger, seeing her in this, and then watching Who Threw Mama Off the Train, and I thought, oh, is this old woman who keeps?
Well, no, because you loved her in.
She's in Any Which Way But Loose, or Any Which Way You Can. I can't remember which one about
and
the monkey.
School Reunion or Class Reunion.
Yeah, Class Reunion is an old dinner lady who does karate.
If Alan I hadn't known this, and Alan said choose an actress that you think I'd love, I would have chosen Anne Ramsey because I would just know she's right up your Strasser.
And my first Momi audition, I channeled Anne Ramsey from the Monkey film. Because in it she says, "Well, I need to go back to Iowa. Let's go back to Iowa." And I put that in my little
little improvisation.
Yeah, and everybody was howling.
Oh.
So yeah, Mama Fratelli, and I have the outfits, as you must probably seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also planning a Goonies video as well. We're gathering outfits for that.
That and Misery. In fact, I have been 3 of them, haven't I? Oh,
have you been Agatha
I've been
Trunchbull?
more. No. She might be the only one I've not done.
Let's have a look.
Is your number one now?
My number one
Already?
is... And I went to the television for my number one.
Pamela Bloody Ray.
And my number one is Joan Ferguson.
The Pamela Ray one.
In particular, the Pamela Ray one. Amazing. Like, Maggie Kirkpatrick's brilliant, but I thought Pamela Ray in Wentworth, if you've not watched Wentworth, this is the actress who plays Joan the Freak Ferguson. She was great. I loved her performance, and
that's down.
You properly
she's
hate
a proper
her.
good actress, isn't she?
Like the other freak, you kind of like her a little bit because you see her in a little oatmeal jacket and slacks, don't you?
Yeah.
And she has a little relationship with Terry, and then she also didn't she cop off with a fella that plays golf at one point?
I think so. Yeah.
And Major and Shane. So she has a little happy like this one, just a psychopath.
Yeah.
Love
Proper.
it.
Yeah. I'm not even sure an actress could pull it off better than her. Do you?
No. Brilliant.
Pamela Bloody Ray.
Pamela Ray.
We love her.
Let's have a look at Alan's number one is number one, Baddie.
Surprise, surprise. Oh, it's me old Grot Bags. You know I love Grot Bags. And she's the most loveliest baddie in the world. I was so thrilled when she got her own show. So I could have her all for the whole half hour rather than just pop in and he Muse world.
There was some kids at our school and their mum looked like that. Looked just like Grot Bags.
We had loads of women in our estate look like that. But they weren't green. But they had the hair.
Is that why Sherry Stump's got that hair, do you reckon?
I think so. Yeah. A lot of women on our estate had these perms in the 80s and 90s. They went to the hairdresser and said, run-of-the-mill perm. And they all look the same.
Gareth from Porto has said, as a Prison Cell Block H fan, should I watch Wentworth?
Yes.
Yes. We put it off for years, Gareth.
Thinking
it'd be awful.
We heard that they were calling people Birdsworth and that was like, why are you doing that?
I even won it on DVD, do you remember? And we still never watched it.
But honestly, Gareth, give it a go because the more you watch it, it gets better and better.
Brilliant.
And better.
It's really good.
And there's a really good baddie in the first series. She's amazing.
Jay Shaw has said Maggie Kirkpatrick did not cop off with a golf fella.
Okay, we might have got that wrong.
She refused to do that storyline. They wanted her to. Grot Bags. Carol Lee Scott.
One of the things I love is I know full well that Carol Lee Scott was a really good singer. She did loads of work as a singer in like Pontins and all that as a red coat or yellow coat or blue coat. And I love the fact that she used her Grot Bags program as a vehicle of showing how people she could sing. She used to put the songs in, didn't she?
Yeah.
Like,
Give me that ding.
They had no relation to the kids' show, I don't think. It was just showing her off as a singer. And
if anyone wants to...
I own 2 of her LPs, thanks to Jamie for buying me them.
If anyone wants to buy Alan a present, there's an LP, Carol Lee Scott live at the Summit Club in Charlton. I think that's what it's called. But it's like her live show on LP. It's the first one, I think.
And I think Alex has got a LP. I think he's got a Carol Lee Scott LP. And you've bought me lovely presents in the past. I've got a little pendant with her face on.
You have? That was, I think, from BG Bear, was it? I'm not sure.
I think it's from... was it from the Fortin Bras boys?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
And Jed bought me a lovely little picture of Grot Bags, which is in her kitchen.
And in the early QVC, the first ever QVC video, we had the Grot Bags commemorative plate.
Yeah.
Which is what inspired us to start making these commemorative plates.
And the lovely Coral bought us some
Grot Bags Memro.
Yeah, I love her.
Martin Garton Spence. Did Carol Lee Scott do any theatre? I don't remember seeing her in any other TV
I don't
roles.
think so. She did. I think she just did the she was just.
She was like a club singer, wasn't she?
Yeah, but really, she did a lot of entertaining over the years.
So she mostly did a little bit. Did she do a bit of comedy for the dads?
Yeah, I don't think she was Blue.
No, but do you know what I mean? She was that sort of 1970s club singer.
And I would imagine she did lots of
gags.
panto.
Alex says we have her 2 albums.
Oh, you got 2 albums?
Alex, there's a 3rd. So don't be buying it because this one needs it. I don't know if there's many, but it's Carol Lee Scott live.
Have you found it? Is it rare?
I think it's quite rare. So Google it, find it. Gareth says, I'm all mixed up. Does Grotbags make an appearance in Wentworth? No. We wish she did. My number 1 was Joan Ferguson. Alan's number 1 was Grotbags. So that's our top 5 done.
People who don't live in the UK will wonder who Grotbags is, won't they? Because I don't think she must be made it overseas.
So she was a kids' TV baddie. She was a witch that haunted.
She's one of those characters
show.
that people, when they grow up, they forget about, and then they'll just see it, and you'll just go flooding back.
2 people, both sides. NP says, I remember Carol Lee Scott being on Bullseye. Over here, Melanie Fairley says, didn't she have a big fallout with Jim Bowen on Bullseye? I don't think she did.
She cheated.
She was just a bit matter of fact. Oh, did she cheat?
Yeah, she came on with a little toolbox and a blue boiler suit with blonde afro. And then,
did you have a woman who looked like that in your estate?
Yeah. And then she said she was throwing darts for charity. And she said, oh, look over there. And then she just stuck them in the board.
Oh.
So she cheated a little bit.
Gareth is from Ireland. He knows who Grotbags is. But those of you from the States, you'll have to look her up. Google her. Tracy 30 watches British shows on YouTube.
Oh, I do.
All right, loves. It's all right, loves. There's this up here. Ding, 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 ding. That is a little QR code if you wanted to tip us, if you enjoy the show,
It's
the live
getting
show.
smaller and smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, you can tip us, or you can go to the link here and tip us.
I love when you do that. It's like pointing downstairs.
I'm like them, on X Factor when they used to go like that.
Oh, I thought Babe Station.
Phone in. Phone vote for me. But honestly, if you want to support us, we do appreciate it. When we get those tips out of the blue, it just makes our little hearts swell. And you can also find Alan the Carol Lee Scott live LP.
They don't have to.
No, because we might end up with loads. Maybe it's everywhere. All right, beautiful people. We want to say thank you. Have we got anything else to chit chat about? We'll have a little lock-in, will we?
Oh yeah, a little lock-in. Going to hang around.
If anyone wants to hang
I'm sure
around.
a lot of you have gone already to watch Puckering.
Yeah, I know Leslie Ann Lynch has already gone. She's gone to bed. So people have gone off to bed tonight. I found something quite funky for you tonight, but I've got to keep my eye on the warnings. But it's not the Crankies. It's not Grotbags singing. If I'd have known Alan's top 1 was Grotbags, I might have done a Grotbags song for tonight. But this is something a little bit summery for you all for the finale, and we'll see anyone who wants to hang out for a little lock-in.
And as you said that Summer 21 says he's just thumbed up.
Thank you, Summer 21. And Summer 21's just noticed Nookie Bear in the background as well.
Yeah, look at that, Nookie.
Scylla Black says
we have a little bit of Nookie in the corner.
Scylla's going to see us in the lock-in.
Do you want to look at this? I don't think so.
So we will see people after a little bit of another of our Titian goddesses.
We won't be here next week because James is away as well.
Yeah. And next week, no Wig Slingback because I'm not here. See anyone for the lock-in after this? Bye.